Hello, folks. How's it going? How's it going? This is gonna be a guide for doing the Three Kingdoms casino map for terrorist hunts in the game Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Let's see. So we'll be doing realistic difficulty, high enemy density, and with Lone Wolf on. Oh, hang on, I didn't select the map. There we go. For equipment, you'll probably want like an LMG, honestly. And I'm gonna go with the recoil control stock, so that's easier to aim. Yeah, you want a shield, definitely. You're gonna want a shield. For your first, gadget, you'll want a C4, and the second one, you'll want a smoke grenade. Hang on, there we go. Alright, so, yeah, this guide was actually very difficult to put together, and it doesn't always work. It works most of the time from my use of it, and also, sometimes the numbers are a bit inconsistent, and by numbers I mean, like, usually in these guides I try to say, okay, so in this particular, phase of the guide, you're going to take out X amount of enemies. Or there's going to be X amount of enemies remaining after you're done with this phase. It's going to be a little bit harder for me to do that for this one, so, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get started. And so when you start this map, you're going to start off in kind of a long room with two hallways that connect into a longer hallway. You're gonna start off, let's see, yeah, facing that way. So yeah, what you're gonna focus on is this hallway first. So just place a C4 right there, because in a few seconds, about 6 enemies are gonna come rushing into that hallway. Just wait here. Oh, you should probably have your thermals on, by the way. Let's see, because after that C4 blows up, there's gonna be a lot of dust. Anyway, wait till they're right there. Thereabouts, and then start blasting with that LMG. Alright, there's gonna be one more enemy. Phase 1 consists of 8 enemies. And the last enemy, he's gonna take a little while to spawn. Sometimes he comes from that other hallway on the right, but for the most part he comes through here. Man, I hope this guide goes well, actually, because this map is troublesome. It's small, for one thing, and so trying to get the enemies to spawn exactly how you want them to, learning how to do that was tough, actually, so there we go. Alright, so good. Phase 2, get your shield out. There's gonna be 2 enemies in the hallway over here. You're gonna have to take them out as quickly as you can. And then an enemy's gonna appear from right there, from that up. Dang it. Yeah, here he is. Okay, take him out quick. Take this guy out. More enemies will appear from down that side. Hang on. Now you're gonna want to move forward a little bit so you can trigger the guy over here to come. Good, he's there. Hey. Alright, after that, we're gonna return to the first room. Ah, jeez. Like so. Come on, come on. And you're probably gonna want to go on this side because most of the enemies are gonna come through here. Oh, good lord. There we go. Now, keep your eyes on both hallways, because enemies will come out through both. See, at this distance, they're not too accurate. They're kind of accurate, but if you're fast enough, you can take them out pretty quickly, honestly, so there we go. So right now, we're on phase 2 still. So yeah, phase 1 was blowing those guys up with a C4 and gunning down the rest. Phase 2, going into that hallway with the shield. And this is phase... Oh, hang on. Let's see. Yeah, we're still in phase 2. Phase 2 is a bit tricky. It's hard to tell how many enemies are going to be appearing. Let's see. Sometimes you'll be done at 26 enemies remaining. Sometimes you'll be done at like 21. There we go. This one requires a lot of patience, therefore, because it's a lot of waiting out the enemy and making sure that all spawned enemies have come to this room. Alright, so it looks like we're good for now. Let's move on to phase 4. No, phase 3 rather. Phase 2, let's see, yeah, phase 3. We're in phase 3 right now. Again, phase 2 is going to be when you're in that hallway with the shield taking out those dudes and then lowering them into this room. So phase 3 is now. It's going to be very similar to phase 2. It's basically you're going to run into this hallway. Is there enemies? 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 Okay, good. Shoot your gun. And run back into the room. Actually, you're probably going to want to put a C4 right there as well. Let's see. Sometimes with this guide, or the strategy, about 4 enemies will come in at the same time, in phase 3. Like so. Sometimes it's less, but you know. Boosh! Cool. Being near this table, it's probably going to be helpful, so you can do that if you like, for, you know, if you want to be really careful and defensive. Alright, there was one more enemy. I think he's going to come out through that side now. Oh no, never mind. Alright, oh, here we go. Sometimes phase 3 ends right now, but at 19 enemies, but yeah, it looks like there's going to be some more. Sometimes it ends at like 17. It varies so much, so that's why it was hard to put this guide together. I could risk reloading, but I'm not going to do that. The reason why I suggest using the LMG is because with that high magazine capacity, you're not going to have to reload as much, which is helpful because a lot of enemies will, you know, be pouring into this room and you might not have time to reload. Which is another tricky thing about doing a guide for this this map, because you have to take on just waves, just dense waves of enemies at a time. Looks like we can move on to phase 4. Yes, phase 4. Phase 4, okay. Phase 4 is you go down this hallway. Is anyone here? Good. Good, okay. You go into this room, get your shield out. And there's going to be this room over here with all these slot machines. It's all lit up. Shoot into it a little bit. And wait right here. You'll be fighting about 6 enemies. Usually 6 enemies. Should probably use thermal, by the way. Alright. Be careful of enemies that get super close. Sometimes they'll start like coming towards you. Take them out fast, but for the most part they'll be staying here. And if you use these, hang on. If you use this sort of, setup, this sort of slot machine setup to cover your right arm, you'll be mostly fine from gunfire from if they're shooting from over here from this other room. Okay, so it looks like yeah, we're down to 12 enemies. Let's move on to the final phase. Get your LMG out, get your smokes ready. All right, so you're gonna have to act fast here actually. So hopefully I can do this. Pop a, and you're gonna have to be precise too. You're gonna have to pop a smoke right there. Wait for it to come out. There's gonna be 2 guys here. Take them out. Should probably put out your shield now. Oh, hang on. Let me take out this guy. Alright, now, shield, shield, shield! Before the smoke disappears? Okay. Now, the 8 enemies remaining, they're all gonna come out now. So, good luck! Alright. Rushing bull's good here too because of these walls are, you can shoot through them. They're very thin. But I like this gun. Anyway. Whoosh! Alright, cool. And that's how you do it, folks. Hopefully it's helpful. It's a bit tricky because, you know, the enemy spawns, and the amount of enemies you have to take on kind of vary from time to time. But for the most part, I found this to be successful. Anyway, if you know of any better guides, though, let me know. Absolutely let me know. I'll link it in the description. I'll put it as a link in the end card, or in the end of the video as an end card. Yeah. If you have any questions, let me know as well. See you, folks. Bye.